Thanks, Miles. Technical difficulties. Good morning, everybody. We're going to try it again. Anyway, good morning. I hope everybody's feeling as best as they can. Okay, and I hope this is helping you as much as you can. Miss you guys. I miss all the complaining and the yelling. I'm kidding. All right, let's start a little bit of range of motion. I don't know about you, but things have been tight lately. So as you're sitting on your mat, I'm just going to sit sideways a bit just to show you. Hand to the front of the shoulders like so. Okay, feel how the collarbone is wide, right? So you can just pull your fingers across and then slide those elbows down. Okay, inhale up and exhale down. You can stand, you can sit cross-legged. Knees doing better, but I just can't bend that knee as much today, so I'm just going to kind of keep it out here. When you slide the shoulder blades down the back, inhale and exhale, breathe. Start to draw that hipster belt in from the front of one hip to the other. And we're going to think, as those elbows are pulling down to the hips, it's really about the shoulder blades. Let's do one more. And exhale. The circle starts forward, open, and back down. Elbows are going to circle forward, reach the walls, and back down. You can let the body do a little bit of a contract release if you want to, if that feels good, okay? Back and around. Let's do one more here. Open, back, and around. On to cat camel. This thing's getting a little tight here. Yay, knees are better. Okay, hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, right? Lightly gripping into the mat with the fingers and pressing the balls, your index fingers in there. You want to make sure that you spiral those forearms in, length but not locking. Inhale, here's your exhale, scoop, hips to belt, belly button, lower, okay, look for the belly button, and then lengthen. And again, inhale, exhale, scoop, hips to belt, belly button, lower, okay, look for the belly button, and then lengthen. And again, remember, we talked about this in the last video that when you're doing your cat camel, it's less about the upper back, takes a little bit more effort, but you want to think of that hipster belt, belly button, lower ribcage, sliding that tailbone down to the heels to really get a nice lumbar stretch. This is what we used to end the last video. Exhale, scoop. I want you to keep going because I'm going to explain a few things to people that may not be aware of these issues. Keep going. So your hipster belt is going to be from the front of one hip to the other. That's what I'm talking about. The corresponding part is going to be the sacrum. Yes, you're still going. Belly button, lower back. Front of the rib cage, back of the rib cage, okay? Inhale here. Exhale, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage, and then lengthen. Okay, good job. So one of the things that I want you to think about as you're coming to sit is that when you're doing your core training and Pilates work, it's not just this. Think of corset, okay? And the other part that you really want to be thinking about too is your upper back, that in between shoulder blade area and the scapula stabilizers and the rotator cuff muscles. If we leave that out of the picture, it's not doing you the fullest benefit of what you need to do, okay? Because we're constantly fighting this position. Alrighty, so we're sitting right on top of our sit bones, rock out, feel where those sit bones are. And by the way, where your feet are, okay? Everybody has different body proportions. If your feet get too close, it's really hard to sit on your sit bones, even if you're trying. So if you have to move them out further, let the knees flop open, so be it. Like I said the other day, arm and leg position is secondary, spinal alignment is primary. So here we are, okay? Inhale here, and as you exhale, you can slide your hands underneath here, okay, if you need the support, or let them float, okay? As you float the arms, one of the things from yesterday is when you get length in the arms, is think of lengthening the back, the neck at the same time. Not reaching out to your forehead where you put your sunglasses, okay, but the back of your head, your samurai top knot, so the chin gently slides in. Be much better for you. Scoop the hipster belts in, the belly button, the lower rib cage. Scoop all that in again. You're not going to go back far. Bumping over the sit bones. Lower the head and arms. Pause. Remember that you want to keep that hipster belt engaged here, and then roll it up against an invisible wall behind you. First by drawing in the hipster belt, the belly button pulling back the ribs, articulate up, stack the vertebra. Breathe. Exhale, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage. Bumping forward over the sit bones. Lower the head and arms. Pause, articulate up, lower, middle, stack the vertebra. Exhale, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage. Scoop all that in again. Bumping forward over the sit bones, lower the head and arms. Roll it up, lower. Don't be overzealous of going back too far, too quickly, because then you start to hinge and lean. Okay, that's not what you want to do. You want to stay scooped, bumping forward over the sit bones. I know if you're doing it, lower, middle, upper back. 3 more. Exhale, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage. So again, it's a roll back and a roll forward. Give yourself the time to kind of get in sync with that. I'll turn sideways to show you. Hipster belt, belly button, the chest and shoulders stay forward. They're not leaning back. That's a little different, okay? Scooping forward, bumping over the sit bones. Roll it up, lower, middle, upper back. 1 more. Exhale, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage. Bumping forward over the sit bones. Lower the head and arms and roll it up, lower, middle, upper back. That's it. You can sit cross-legged or modified. Hand to the shoulder, circle forward, open, back and around. Forward, open, back and around. Let's do 1 more. Forward, open, back and around. Arms are going to flow forward, okay? And again, reach here, reach here. Exhale, scoop. We're going down now. So scoop that hipster belt. Really scoop it in. Get the sacrum to roll into the floor. Pull back of the belly button. There goes the back of your waistband. Pull back. Get the back of your ribs down, shoulder blades, back of the head, and everybody goes, yay. Okay, walk the feet in, separate them out, hip distance apart. And I want you to kind of get oriented to what's going on here. You're on the tip of the tailbone. There's a melting ice cube on your belly button. There's a small arch to the lower back there. And your lower ribs are drawn down to the front. You need to feel the back of your lower ribs into the mat. A lot of times it happens is we think we're doing a neutral and we're arching our back a little bit too much. So just be aware of those things, okay? Slide those knuckles down, reach the arms to the ceiling. Just a little bit more scapular movement. And down 1. As you reach the arms long, I want you to try to feel, even though your hipster belt is engaged, right? The melting ice cube is on your belly button. You've got that small arch in the back. That you're not overreaching here. If we overreach, the head slides, the chin starts to poke upwards, right? So where can you reach without disturbing that, okay? And then as you bring those arms down so that your shoulder blades are against the mat, make sure you're not popping the ribs. Arms start to float over the head. Inhale. Exhale. Just let them float down towards your hips for 1. And again, inhale. As the arms go up, you think of drawing the ribs down. This will be important later. And down for 2. Again, inhale, up. So that sense of how far can you reach without this accessory motion here. And down for 3. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, up. Are you pressing harder into your feet? Say no. And down for 4. Arms are going to circle up. Where's your up? Right? Might be different than the next person. Out, down, and around. Get that mobility, that movement through the shoulder. Out and down. We're going to do 1 more in this direction. Out and down. And we're breathing, yeah? Inhale. All right, and exhale, down, out, and around. If you have any shoulder issues, please modify the movements that you're going to be doing today. All right, and inhale, out, down, and around. Good job. Okay, we start to bring our arms down onto the mat. And again, a lot of people have a tendency to pull in and the shoulders pop. So let's rotate your thumbs out and your palms up to really get that collarbone to open. And on your next exhale, from the elbows, you start to rotate your forearms back down. So you keep that sense of openness here. As you inhale, you're going to bring your right leg up into tabletop. You're still in neutral, small arch in the back. And as you exhale, the left leg joins. Okay? Small arch in the back. Now, as you exhale, you need to scoop your hipster belt. And this is really important. Get that sacrum into the floor. You're imprinting now. Draw your belly button and pull the rib cage down. Knees are squeezing together. Feet can be flexed or pointed, but just don't let them be dead, okay? Inhale here, scoop. Hipster belt draws in more. Belly button, the ribs pull down to the hips. The shoulder blades and knuckles start to slide down as you roll the spine off the floor. So we're not whipping our head. Inhale, hundreds, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 1, palms up. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, palms up. And exhale, option 2, 3, 4, palms up. And inhale, 2. This is not for everybody. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's very important when you're doing this exercise to keep your lower back in an inverted position. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Legs can go lower if the lower back stays in inverted position, right? And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 1. But if your neck starts to bother, then put one of your hands behind your head, all right? And don't forget to change your arms at some point. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do 3 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now pull the ribs down and slide the shoulder blades down into the back. Good. And 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Stay. Soften the throat and chest. Try to scoop in with that hipster belt. Pull the ribs down. Slide the shoulder blades down. Come a little bit higher. Hug the knees into the chest, roll down and relax. Give yourself a nice little knee circle. Good morning, everybody. And reverse. Good job. All right, feet are on the floor, hip distance apart, arms on the mat beside you. Remember that collarbone is wide. All right, inhale. And then as you exhale, scoop that hipster belt and feel the sacrum roll into the floor. Draw the belly button in, pull the ribs down, half roll up as you slide the shoulder blades down and back. Good, now you want to make sure that you're still scooping in and up to the hipster belt, drawing that belly button in and sinking the ribs. Articulate back down for one, that's all. Inhale, exhale, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage. The arms are just going to float. And back down. Turn your energy and your focus to really working in here rather than so much of a reach. Scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower. Maybe we start to slide our knees and ankles together and press them. And articulate down. Feel how that feels. Inhale here. If your neck starts to bother you, please feel free to modify. And how would I mean modify? Maybe putting one hand behind the head. All right. Inhale here and changing sides, whatever you need to. And back down. Stay with this variation if you want to. We're doing 4 more a little bit differently. Inhale, exhale, scoop. As you hold the up position, the arms float up, not behind. Up, slightly in front of the ears. Lower the arms. Scoop to roll down. Relax the neck. Arms reach. So remember from before, you're drawing those ribs down. Inhale, arms by the hips. The collarbone is wide. Scoop. In and up. Hips to belt. Belly button. Lower rib cage. Arms are going to float. And back down toward the hips. The collarbone is wide. Keep scooping. Articulate down, arms reach, rib cage close. Again, inhale, arms by the hips, the collarbone is wide. Scoop, hips to belt, belly button, lower rib cage. Arms but really scoop in, sink the rib, suck the belly button in, right? Articulate down, arms reach, rib cage close. Good, everybody, make sure you're going to neutral each time if you can. Inhale here, exhale, scoop, and then you imprint, scoop, hips to belt, belly button, lower rib cage. If you want, arms are going to go up and down for 1. And inhale, up, squeeze. And down for 2. Scoop. Inhale, up. And down for 3. The neck starts to bother you. One hand is behind the head. That elbow's reaching. Down for 4. And inhale, up. And down for 5. Let's do one more. Hold. And articulate down. Hug the knees into the chest. Oh, that was fun. All right. And reverse the circle. Good job. All right. Feet are on the floor. Knees are together. Okay? Arms are by the hips, and we start to slide one leg down. Now, when you slide that leg down, toe, ball, heel, reach out through the heel. Spiral that inner thigh inwards. You don't want this to just kind of flop. Keep it connected. The other leg slides down, toe, ball, heel. Ooh, that's doing a little better today. As your arms reach over the head, let them suspend. Now, remember, peripheral vision, the top of your arms, you should be able to see them. Okay, peripheral means you don't turn your head. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, you know, not everybody might know what that means. Okay, sink the ribs. Sink the ribs. You got a small arch in your back. Feel the length through your heels, which are lightly pressing into the mat, through the wrists, from the top of the head to the tailbone. All right, inhale. The arms are on the mat beside you. The collarbone is wide. When you scoop the hipster belt in, draw that hipster belt in and up. The sacrum rolls into the floor. The belly button, there goes the lower back. Pull the ribs down. Feel the back of your ribs. Slide the shoulder blades down. Scoop the ribs down toward the hips. So when you start to roll up, you might get stuck. It's okay. Roll over, alternating elbows. Get the vertical seated posture. Reach out to the heels. Lengthen and hinge. We are supported here. We're not just hanging over the legs. Your core is engaged, okay? We're not hiking the shoulders up to the ears, okay? So if you have to bend your elbows or open up a little wider, please do so. I bet you're feeling it now. All right, that was a little long, wasn't it? I know. Exhale, scoop. Hipster belt. Curl the tailbone under. If you have a tight lower back or hamstrings, feel free to bend your knees here. You've got to get that articulation down to the spine and the pelvis, right? Once the ribs hit, though, lengthen your thighs if you have to bend them. Arms float, draw those ribs down, rib cage closed. Inhale, arms by the hips, the collarbone is wide. Scoop, in and up, hipster belt, the sacrum rolls into the floor. Belly button, lower rib cage. If you get stuck, roll over to the other elbow. It's not a big deal, okay? Get the vertical seated posture. And lengthen, hinge, reach out to the heels. Scoop, articulate down to the center of that tailbone. The sacral area, the lower back, the shoulder blades, arms float, rib cage close. Inhale, arms by the hips. The collarbone is wide. Scoop, in and up, hipster belt. Belly button, lower rib cage. Try to keep the tension out of the shoulders and the neck. And scoop, draw that hipster belt to get that stretch. Articulate down. Now, a lot of things that I see in class I'm going to show you. I need you to keep going, though. Okay, don't stop. All right, one of the things I see is the whip. Whee. Okay, and they throw themselves up with the arms. I know it's none of you guys, okay? But You want to try and avoid doing that, okay? What will happen, you're still going, by the way, is that people will arch their back in order to whip, and you're not rolling up. That's a lot of not so good stuff for the lower back area, okay? So you want to make sure that when you're doing that, you're not whipping. That's why I want you to reach those arms down by the hips. When you start to roll back down this time, maybe your arms want to float up to the ceiling. It'll make it more interesting, okay? Keep those arms up. They want to drop now. No way. Articulate down. Reach out to the heels, rib cage close. Inhale, arms by the hips or up towards the ceiling. These are just variation. Scoop, hips to belt, belly button, lower rib cage. Get the length. Hinge. And then scoop. Maybe the feet start to come closer together depending on what you want to play with. That'll make it more interesting too. Arms float, rib cage close. Let's do 2 more. Arms by the hip or up towards the ceiling. Scoop, hips to belt, belly button. Find what works for you. Hinge. There's not really one way to do things, okay? Scoop, hipster belt, belly button. Once you start to roll back, the arms float up maybe. You got to really think a little bit more about the ribs. Oh, a lot more. Arms float, rib cage close. 1 more. Inhale, arms by the hips or up towards the ceiling. Scoop, hipster belt, belly button. Rolling the spine off the floor. Hinge, hold. The walls behind you as you start to articulate up. Start that hipster belt first, or in and up. Then your belly button. Get the back of your waistband against that wall. Pull the ribs and roll into the rest of the upper back. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. Turn your palms down. Shoulders are down. You're parting water. And down. Okay, there we go. The palms are down. Just skimming along 2 boxes that are the perfect height. Yeah. Okay. Start to give me palms up. Yeah. Okay. Opening from the chest maybe. Palms face each other. How big is the fish? No. Keep your arms slightly forward to the side, okay? That 45-degree angle. If you thrust your arms behind you and your shoulders pop forward, all right, first of all, I doubt you caught something like that, so unless you're with river monsters, okay? All right, back down. Circle the shoulders up, back, down, around. It's interesting just holding your arms up, how difficult they can become after a while, right? Okay, so we're gonna scoot your feet forward. Press the knees and ankles together. If you need to stretch out your back, take a moment, scoop, and then roll yourself onto the sit bones. Okay? So, here we go. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. Fingers are lightly to your forehead. And we're not pushing our fingers into the forehead because we don't want any more wrinkles, okay? So, elbows are floating away from each other. Take a moment to slide those shoulder blades down the back. All right, so wherever you need to be, okay, will be what works for you. Knees are together. Scoop the hips or belt in, draw the belly button, pull the rib cage in. When we rotate to the right, you're scooping underneath. You want to start to pull the right lower rib cage in. The elbows reach away from each other. You're gently looking down underneath that right armpit for your water bottle. Oh, there it is. Back through center, scoop. As you scoop forward, bumping over the sit bones, lower the head and arms, and then roll the spine up against that wall behind you, okay? Half roll back, exhale, scoop, hips to belt, pull the ribs in, belly button, lower, press the knees. When you rotate to the left, start to pull your left lower rib cage in. Elbows are reaching away from each other. Gentle look underneath that left armpit. Bring it back through center. Scoop, hips to belt. Notice you're not chin jamming into your chest. There's a little space there. Scoop that hips to belt in, bumping forward with the sit bones. Roll it up, lower, middle, upper back, exhale, scoop, hips your belt, scoop, belly button under, lower rib cage, rotating to the right, draw that right lower rib cage down, gently reach the elbows away, bring it back to center, scoop, to round forward, bumping over the sit bones, pause, roll it up. Now you know in that pause, you're still engaged in that hipster belt, belly button area, scoop, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage, press the knee as you rotate to the left, left lower rib cage draws down, elbows reach away from each other. Good. Bring it back to center. Scoop as you bump forward over the sit bones. Imagine rolling up lower, middle, upper back. That you're in a very narrow kayak as you exhale. So this could get interesting. Hips are belt, belly button. So when you rotate, pull the ribs in. We're not going to rock the kayak. Oh my God. Back to center. Scoop the hipster belt in, bumping forward over the sit bones. Lower the head and arms. Roll it up. Oh my God. I've got some funny stories, but not for today. Exhale, scoop hipster belt. Belly button, lower rib cage. As you pull the rib cage in, reach the elbows away. There you go. Is it different on this side compared to the other? Bring it back to center. If this position, we've got 2 more, let's do, okay? Alternate positions for this. If it's starting to get hard, put your hands here, right? Exhale, scoop hips to belly button lower. Okay, when you rotate to the right, it's the rib cage drawing down. Bring it back to center. That'll work, okay? Just don't lean back. Work a little smaller. Roll it up, lower, middle, upper back. Last one. Exhale, scoop, hips to belly button. Curl that tailbone under, right? Rotating to the left. Pull the left lower rib cage in. Is your knee pulling back? That's a no-no. Bring it back to center. Scoop, bumping forward over the sit bones. Roll it up, lower, middle, upper back. Nice. Alrighty. If you can sit cross-legged for a minute, roll out the shoulders, breathe. Okay, everybody's good? Let me adjust, keep going. Okay, so these are not much better than the sweatpants I had on yesterday. All right, oh well. Anyway, I can't sit cross-legged because of my knee, so you sit whichever way you need to, and that'll work out just fine. Okay. We're going to take this position now, okay, and start to reach out to the heels anyway, and spiral the inner thighs inwards. Push down through your sit bones and pull up with that hipster belt, okay? Arms going to reach forward, palms are down, not side. Maybe let's bring it just slightly forward, just a little bit, and we bend that right elbow. Now you want to keep in mind that that right elbow is in line with this opposite wrist, okay? Spine is long. As you pull the right lower rib cage in, you're going to rotate to the right. This is what wants to happen. See how my heel pulls back? All right. So you've got to push that heel forward so that doesn't happen. That's working into QL there. You don't want to do that. So as you rotate to the right, push down into the right sit bone, draw the right lower rib cage in. The arms are not moving. It's your torso. Hold it there. You're not head leaning, right? You got to pull that right lower rib cage in just like you did in the previous exercise. And you're going to feel the engagement in that right shoulder blade area, and it's a beautiful thing. Bring it back to center. Both arms reach. Left elbow bends. Okay, remember that elbow's in line with the opposite wrist. As you rotate to the left, draw the left lower rib cage in. The top head reaches up, so it's a slight chin tuck. All right, but not a big one. All right, and where are you here? Is it different? Feel the squeeze in the inside border of that left shoulder blade. As you bring it back to center, both arms long. Right elbow bends. You rotate to the right. Pull the right lower rib cage in. Push down into the right sit bone. Think of keeping that spine long. Bring it back to center. Again, left elbow bends. Inhale here, exhale. As you rotate to that, go slow. Remember, your arms are sliding along those perfectly level boxes. Bring it back to center. They're just the right height. Right elbow bends. All right, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. As you rotate to the right, pull the right lower rib cage in. Push down to the right sit bone, and you're pushing that right heel forward so that leg does not pull back. Bring it back to center. Getting tired. Oh, left elbow bend. Good. As you rotate to the left, pull the left lower rib cage in. That hipster belt is still so it's not the arm jamming back. That alignment stays. Get the engagement on the inside border of that shoulder blade. Bring it back to center and relax. Nice. Now, some of you are going to start to feel at some point in these exercises that, oh my God, my hips. Okay, you start to pull into your hip flexors. They're working, but the thing is sometimes what happens is your core starts to fatigue. So if you need to stretch out your hip flexor or do some butterflies right now, by all means, please do so. All right, but that was really good. We want to get over onto our stomachs in a moment, okay? So I'm going to come down this way. And before you get onto your stomachs, if you want to do a few cat camels, okay? Or you want to go into a shell stretch, that's fine. I just can't do that on this leg, so I'm going to hang it off the edge, and I'm not going to fall, don't worry. All right. Hey, this is working out pretty well. All right. Oh, it feels good. All right. As we come back and down onto our stomach. You're not going down right away. Don't get there too fast. All right. No movement is wasted here. We move our hands maybe a little bit forward. We kind of went over this. Bring the knees together yesterday or the last video. Squeeze the knees together, and you start to go down. You already want to start to draw in with the hips belt and slide that tailbone down to the back of the knees. Okay, so when you lower your body down, you're not just going to plop, pull the ribs in. You want to pull your elbows back toward your ribs, draw the belly button, and spiral the thighs. Go down slowly. Use this. There you go. You did it. Okay, now what we're going to do here is put your hands underneath your forehead, okay? While you're lying here, you're not zoning out, okay? You're squeezing those legs together. And this is the place where your butt likes to check out and all that stuff. So if you have to press your big toes, inner heels together, then do it. Slide that tailbone actively down to the back of your heels to engage your glutes. Draw that hipster belt in. Draw your belly button in. Pull the rib cage in. Toes are long and down.
Inhale, keep those glutes engaged, keep the legs engaged. You're just going to hover the head and chest up off the mat. Now notice I did not say feet. Keep your toes down. Thank you. All right, and lengthen down for one. It's not a big lengthen. Inhale here. As you lengthen, draw the hips to build it. It's just a hover. Are you trying to lift your head? No. Keep the back of the neck long. And down for two. Inhale, press the legs together. Scoop the hips to belt in. Slide that tailbone down to the heels. And down for three. This looks easy. It's not so easy. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the knees together. Draw the hips to belt in. Right. Are your shoulders starting to slide up? No, no, no. And then down. Let's do two more here, okay? Inhale here, exhale. Engage, hips to belt, glutes, legs. Feel the length in the back of the neck. And then down. Feel your back muscles working. One more. Inhale here and exhale, lengthen. Hold it. Hold it. And then down. Hands go underneath the shoulders. Good job, everybody. Push back to shell, stretch your cat camel. That was just the prep. Oh, the fun's coming now. All right. Do your cat camel. Do your shell stretch if you need to, and you're coming right back down. Now, when you come back down, remember what I just said before. Don't just plop. Use it, okay? Legs are squeezing together. Elbows are going to pull back towards those ribs. Chest reaches forward. Slide that tailbone down to the back knees. Draw that hipster belt in. I swear to God, this is just like lying on my surfboard. I can't wait, man. Oh, God. Celeste, let's go, girl. Forehead down. All right, now, here's what you're going to do here, okay? Move your arms out to the sides of your body so your elbows are in line with your shoulders. My hands are down on an invisible surface. I don't have it there, okay? But you're down on the floor here. Squeeze the legs together, okay? Inhale here. Now, when you exhale, your chest, your head, and your arms are hovering. Feel the heat of the mat. Thumbs tip towards the mat. And you're going to push the air out away from you, okay? Push those walls away. Take a moment to make sure that those shoulder blades are sliding down the back without moving the arms. Let's do one more. Slide them down the back. Now you start to reach down towards your ankles. It's like you're getting shot out of a cannon. Okay, boom. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. The chest might come up higher. Apretes o nalgas. Squeeze those glutes, man. Okay, now you're going to bend the elbows. Feel how your shoulder blades are well down the back. And we start to do the breaststroke. We are swimming. Okay, and bend. Now, a lot of things that I see in class, okay, I'm going to kind of go over with you. You're going to keep going, by the way. Don't look up. You want to look down. Keep the back of the neck long, okay? Work those neck extensions in a lengthened position against gravity. If the reach is too far and your shoulders come up to the ears, no good, okay? The other thing is feet start to hover. That's a no-no, okay? Keep the toenails down, peoples. You need to work the upper back without using your legs as leverage. You'll find that at different parts of the movement, yes, keep going, that when your arms are out to the side, the legs like to come apart. That's where you have to give it a little bit more attention. Let's do one more here, okay? Arms going to reach down past the hips. Tuck the chin in. Now, thumbs are going to flip up towards the ceiling. Thumbs down for one. Oh, keep the core and the legs engaged. Thumbs up. And down for two. Thumbs up, hold. As you move them out into a T position, the shoulders stay down away from the ears. Squeeze the leg, keep the glutes engaged. Thumbs down. Thumbs up. I know you guys hate this stuff. Thumbs down. Thumbs up. I can hear you. Thumbs down. Thumbs up, hold. Now, a V position is not a T. Sheila, you know this, girl. V, T. We're talking about a V. Shoulders are down. All right, toenails are down. Thumbs down. Lower traps, man. Thumbs up. As strong as you are, this is always going to be tough. Thumbs down. Thumbs up. Hang in. Draw that hipster belt in. Thumbs down. Thumbs up, hold. And if your back is okay and you want to, you can lengthen the feet and let them hover. Press the big toes and inner heels together. Spiral the inner thighs inwards. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and then surrender to the floor. Wow. Turn the head to the side. Good job. Jiggle out your hips. Release your lower back. Yep. And change sides. That's it. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Keep your core lightly engaged. Push back to shell stretch. I'm going to modify. I'll take my foot off this. Am I reforming here? Good. Now, some of the things I want to show you with this modification, okay? Come back up to all fours. Is you can take a hold of your left wrist
and reach for the right front corner of your mat. Okay, you get a nice stretch of the lateral side of the area, that left side. And bring it back to center. And the same thing with the right arm. Slide it towards the left front corner of your mat. Hold that wrist and pull back. And bring it back to center. All right, come to the front end of your mat. How's everybody feeling? We're good? Cool. Okay, rolling like a ball. I'm going to cross my finger because if I roll crooked, it's not going to be pretty, okay? Oh my God, you know, my mat is normally this way. It's like it's a mental thing. I'm up on something now. Right, anyway, up on top of the sit bones, we all are, okay? Now scoop your hipster belt in, feel the tailbone curl under, draw the belly button in, that's it. Hold the ribs and draw the legs up a little bit closer. So rolling like a ball is about as much fun as you'll ever have in a Pilates class. So enjoy it while it lasts. It never lasts long enough. A few things though. Feet are not kicking up, and it's called rolling like a ball, not concussion. So you don't want to let your head go back. Everything starts from mission control in here, okay? So I'm going to move forward just to make sure and center. Scoot to roll. Begin when you're ready. When you roll, you're coming right back on top of the sit bones, okay? Scoop to roll. Keep your focus down on your belly button area. A lot of times what I'll see in class, I want you to keep going by the way, is I'll see people flick their feet over their head. Holy smokes, please don't do that, okay? Or they let their head go on the bottom. Okay, that's a good way to get a concussion. The other thing is you want to control the roll so it's only going to the shoulder blades, not the back of the head. And if you're watching this, you're going, no way. All right, 70% of this exercise is here. Scoop. And then articulate back up to sitting, and that's cool. Exhale, scoop. You might not want to go to rolling like a ball, and that's fine. You do 2 more of these, yeah? And then let's do 1 more, everybody, and exhale, scoop. Now find your balance point, okay? Left leg reaches out today on a diagonal. Right leg is tabletop. We're touching lightly, okay, because you're using your core, and we're not drawing blood with our hands. As you exhale, scoop, or your arms can be like this. Hipster belt draws and get the sacrum to roll under. Then the belly button. Then the lower rib cage, and that's it. The shoulder blades are barely off the floor. Now you're imprinting for sure. Reach your long leg up higher to where the wall connects to the ceiling. Hands behind the head, elbows are reaching, seek the ribs. Right leg is in tabletop. Now if you need a support of the ball, like Harriet does in class, that ball is underneath that long leg. As you rotate to the right, all right, there you go. Okay, try to keep your pelvis level on the floor. Long, slow downward pulse, like you have a ball underneath that leg. You can't do that. Bring it back up to a high diagonal. Push those legs out in a high diagonal scoop. You are imprinting, okay? Left knee bends, rotate, long, slow. Push out to the inner heel of this leg so we don't get a flop here. Bring it back up, push out. Right knee bends, rotate, sink the ribs, scoop, long. Feel that left hip open, it feels good. Bring it back up, scoop deep and low. Legs are on a diagonal. Now let's say you're getting tired, okay? I can't imagine why. Now, bring it back up. Seriously, if you are getting tired, this is what you need to do. The legs do not go lower, okay? Your legs need to go higher. That'll make it easier, okay? Rotate, long, slow. If you get tired, the problem might be is that gravity starts winning and your legs will inadvertently go lower. You want to avoid, keep going, bring that heel up, push it out. You want to avoid the weight of your legs pulling your lower back off the floor. That's your last one there. Push both heels out, hold it, draw the knees in. I know. Let's flex the feet to the ceiling, modified happy baby here. And put the feet down on the floor wide, wider than your mat, not wider than my mat. Now remember, when you clasp your arms and you reach your arms up long, what do you do with the neck? Lengthening the neck. Arms open long. This is the Sally stretch. Hi, Sally. As you rotate to the left, turn your head away. Now with the legs wider, what will happen is when your legs are close together, you'll get a lumbar stretch. That's fine. We can play at that a little bit here. But if the leg's a little wider, things you can play with here is if you take the leg that's on top and you push into that right heel, you can open up that hip a bit and you get this beautiful stretch through that leg arm. Now this back arm can just reach under the heel of the hand. We'll talk about myofascial lines another day. And then, good, change its sides. Okay, again, you can push with that heel if you want to open up the hip. Breathe into the tight spots, bring it back to center. Now you lucky people, we're gonna do one of my favorite exercises. I'm gonna turn around backwards because I think you'll see it better. Yeah, they're going, oh no, yes, here it is. Okay, slow double leg stretch. Oh, I love it. There's so many things that we do in this exercise, so let's do the fun part first. Toes together, All right, and hands on the side of the knees, rock out. Diamond toes, frog legs, okay, whatever works for you. Okay, this is the fun part. I'm not gonna rock big because, like, again, I want to stay on this thing. All right, so as fun as this is, I want you to feel how you're rocking from side to side on your tailbone, right? Not the lower back. That's gonna tell you you're neutral. There's a small arch in your lower back. Yes, you still have that melting ice cube on your belly button. Now we can take something where it feels good and we can kind of play with it a little. All right, take your hands to that mummy position across the chest. Now I want you to try, make the movements a little bit smaller and a little bit more, got to change quicker. All right, without head jamming into the mat or pushing the shoulder blades, right? No shoulder blade rock. You're gonna start to feel, whoa, I've got to engage here to make that directional change here. Just some food for thought there. Bring it back to center. Okay, back the knuckles against the inside of the thighs. It's not the knuckles. I want you to think more of pulling those elbows down to the hips to get those armpit muscles there firing. That will give you the resistance against your legs. If your legs are getting tired, you can put them up against a wall or on a ball, okay? Squeeze the knees together. Inhale here. This one's not easy, by the way. Flex the feet. As you push your heels out in a high diagonal, this is important. You've got to really imprint here. Scoop, hipster belt, the belly button, right? The lower back imprints into the floor. Slide the knuckles down, reach down past the hips. The collarbone is wide. Rotate the legs. Pinch your heels and inner thighs together. Arms are going to circle forward. You want to stay up. Gentle circle with the arms. Thumbs out, palms up, collarbone wide. Rotate the legs back into parallel. As you fold the knees in, keep reaching those knuckles down. Maybe you come a little bit higher. Roll back down. And relax. Okay, so that one didn't really count. They all count. Hands inside the knees, the collarbone is wide. Again, you can use the wall, all right, and just leave your feet there instead of straightening them out. Right? Squeeze the knees together. Feel your inner thighs engage. Inhale. As you exhale, flex the feet. You're reaching them out in a high diagonal, those heels. Scoop deep and low, hipster belt, belly button, lower rib cage. The lower back is imprinting into the mat. We've got that scapular mobility here. Rotate the leg. Pinch those heels and inner thighs together. Arms are going to circle forward. Now pull the ribs in so that you don't drop back when your arms circle, okay? Rotate back into parallel. As the knees fold in, try to slide your shoulder blades down the back. Come up a little bit higher if you can. Roll down and relax, okay? Hands inside the knees. Squeeze the knees together. Inhale here. Exhale. Flex the feet. Scoop deep and low. Peel the head and shoulders up off the mat by pulling your ribs down, scooping from underneath. Rotate the leg. Pinch the heels and inner thighs together. Arms are going to circle forward, out, down, and around. Keep scooping. Rotate into parallel. Fold the knees in. Release back down. Open up the knees. All right, modification. Keep going. Inhale. Squeeze the knees together if your feet are on a wall, okay? Inhale again. Exhale. Flex the feet. Push out deep and low. Peeling your head and shoulders up off the mat. You won't be able to straighten the legs. Arms are going to circle up, out, down, and around. Rotate into parallel. Fold the knees in. Release back down. You've got 2 more times, right? Squeeze the knees together. Inhale here. Exhale. Flex the feet. Push out the heels. Scoop deep and low. Connect the movements. Rotate the legs. Remember, you're really sinking and scooping forward. Now, this is the part a lot of people drop down on, so wherever you are, stay. Try not to drop back on this. Rotate into parallel. Fold the knees in unless your neck is bothering you. Release back down. Open up the knees. Modification if your neck is bothering you. Squeeze the knees together. Inhale, leave the head down. Exhale, flex the feet. Scoop in deep and low, right? Rotate the legs. Arms are going to circle forward. No head jamming, okay? Out, down, or keep scooping. You're still going to get a lot of work here. Rotate into parallel. Fold the knees in. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. All right, pull the knees in and relax. That was fun. Scoop as you roll yourself up to sitting. All right, how's everybody doing? We're good? All right, so that was one of my favorite exercises. Here comes another one. You guys are so lucky. But before we get into that, let's give you a little suspense. Rolling onto your side here, okay? Excuse me. Sorry. Side leg lift series, okay? And there's a lot of variations to this, okay? A lot of classes will teach you with the feet kipping to the front corner of the mat. I'm not a big proponent of that because I find that it taps into your tensor fascia lata. We really want to get into those butt pockets here, gluteus medius and so forth, okay? So I'm a bigger fan of having your legs in line with the rest of your body. It's like you were standing and you fell over sideways, God forbid. Okay, so I can't really do it I guess I can kind of I'm not going to do it that way. Let's just do it this way. The elbow is right underneath the shoulder, so you're out of that shoulder. You've got to support yourself with the scapular muscles, okay? Feet are flexed. Ankles and hips are stacked, okay? One line, okay? Not back. Actually, let's do that. All right, kick your feet forward and throw your top hip back. Boom. Woo, that's close. Okay, anyway, this is what wants to happen. That's what you don't want to let happen, okay? So, take your free arm, that's this one here, to the lower rib cage. This wants to sink, but you see what happens? That's what happens there. So, pull the ribs in so that your body's along that midline. Your spine is not C-curving then, it's more in a beautiful line this way, so that when you lie down, you've got a better position for that. Now, if you have any shoulder, cervical issues, you might want to put a towel or a mat here so that your neck isn't collapsing into that bottom arm. Okay. Try not to look at your feet, because when you look at your feet, you round the upper body. Okay? Look straight ahead. Now, I'm going to move down a little bit. Sorry. Feet are flexed. Brace the pinky toe of the bottom foot into the floor. We're going to take the top heel and reach that top heel out of this top armpit so much that the lower rib cage here is not collapsing into the mat, okay? It might be off the mat, or it might be on the mat, but it's not collapsing. Now, the other thing is bend your bottom knee. See what I just did there? That's cheating. Lengthen the leg, brace the pinky toe into the floor. You're going to use your core, all right, to engage. All right. Top leg, we're going to point. Keep the kneecap facing your front. Inhale, reach it up. It's no higher than your hip. I'm not way up here. Too many compensatory motions. Reach, really reach out to the heel. Squeeze it down for 1. Point to bring it up to the height of your hip and down for 2. A lot of people think this is such a slow motion, right? And it is. And down for 3. Because we're working in parallel here. All right, your hips are belt is drawn, and I want you to be aware that you're not collapsing into the lower rib cage. Okay, now, top leg up, bottom leg comes up to it. Oh yeah, both legs come down for 1. Top leg up, you can point or flex by the way. Bottom leg comes up and down for 2. So I'm going to ask yourself, top leg up, squeeze, inner thigh, bottom leg up. Are you keeping your hips level? Top leg up, feel the inner thigh engage. You're collapsing into the ribs of the mat. That would be a no. Okay, top leg up, bottom leg up, and down. Remember, you're reaching a lot more to the top heel, right out of that top armpit. Okay, here it goes. Both legs exit. Do not look at your feet. And down. From the work is from the hip down. So you want to try to minimize the compensatory motions from the hips up, meaning your ribs sinking into the mat. Okay, this elbow is lightly away from the body, so you're not even tempted to lean into it. Let's do 2 more here. Palm is down here. That will help. And down. As you exhale up, the feet are in line with your hips. They have not kicked forward. Hold it. Hold it. Smile, everyone. Hold it. And take it down. So not fun. Take the top leg across. Give yourself a smack. You know where. All right. Roll around to the other side. Good. All right. No, don't roll around to the other side. Sit here for a minute, okay? You're going to take the top arm. Oh, yes, sucker punch. Okay. And lie down. Hug yourself with that bottom arm. Take the top arm. Put it on the floor in front of you. Kind of looks like you're in a straitjacket. Okay, shoulders down, knees are bent. All right, it gets better. As you push into the floor, it's just a 1 arm push up, right? And down for 1. We're doing this with control, okay? And exhale up. Okay, quiz time. You ready? What are the 3 muscle groups that you're working in the upper body? And exhale up. Don't say eyelashes. See, that's not even a muscle group. Okay, and again, exhale up. How about this? We can point, right? Triceps, do you feel that? Cool. And exhale up. Do you feel your pecs kicking in? Yay. What's the last one? And you're getting close. Okay, where you're hugging yourself. You feel that? Those are your lats. And down. We're going to hold that last one up there. Hold. Nice. Oh, here comes more surprise. Let's take the top leg forward and slide the right knee back. So you're in a figure 4 position. The front of the hip is open. We're swinging off the Pilates tree for a minute, okay? The front of your shin is parallel with the front edge of your mat. The other shin is parallel with the edge of your mat that way. There's an openness in the hip. You've got 3 choices. Well, actually 4. You don't have to do this at all. But you're not going to go there. Okay. Elbow, hand, or here. All right? Okay. So I'm going to try to turn sideways without falling off the mat to show you this, okay? That leg is open here, okay? Any of those choices will work. Lifting the thigh and down for 1. That's not just lifting the leg and keeping the foot down. The thigh is a ledge. And down for 2. Now I want you to notice that when you lift the thigh, the knee is not coming forward. That knee is reaching to the wall on the other side. And down. You're going to lengthen both sides of the body. And oh, engage your core. And down. Good. We're going to do this version today because if I did the other version, I think you'd quit right now. And I want to surprise you next time anyway. Let's do 2 more here. Outer hip muscle. Hello, butt pockets. And 1 more. Good. Bring it around. That was a nice little thing. Okay. So if you have a difficulty getting this sit bone down, straighten the bottom leg. Hug that knee into your chest. Remember, get out of the hunch. Push that right hip down by that right sit bone. Lengthen your spine. And we gently, it's not a Linda Blair thing, turn your eyes over that shoulder gently, then your chest, and then the navel. And keep your focus behind you. Unwind. First with the navel. Oh, that feels awesome. And then the chest. Feel the stretch in the shoulder blade area. And then the eyes. Give yourself the counter rotation without falling off the mat. Bring it back to center. Everything on the other side. Okay. So as we line our side. Oh, yeah, all this stuff too. Okay. This is almost the last thing, okay? The elbows underneath the shoulders. The feet are flexed. They're in line with the body. Remember, this is what the body wants to do. It wants to kick the feet forward and roll the hip back, okay? But then you're going to feed into the wrong area of what you really want to work on. So this is in a line like this. We're not sinking into the shoulder. We're out of it by pushing down the forearm. This arm, the top one here, if you hug the lower rib cage in, you're going to feel that connection. And it's a much nicer line for the spine as you lie down in that arm. That arm is in line with the rest of the body. The elbow is not here because it's way too comfortable to lean in, float it away. Shoulders down, right? Feet. Feet, bent knee, no. Lengthen, press the pinky toe into the floor. Hips or belt is drawn in. Now this top heel, reach that heel so much out of this top armpit that the lower rib cage is not collapsing into the mat. Remember, the work is from the hips down, okay? And we're not looking at her feet because that's going to round her back, look straight ahead. All right, so you can either point or flex your feet later. So let's point first, the kneecap facing forward. Point, notice it's not much higher than the hip. Flex and squeeze down for 1. It's really the intent behind the movement. Exhale, squeeze down for 2. I'm not squeezing. I'm thinking squeeze the inner thighs, okay? And not clenching your teeth. All right, top leg, up, flex, and squeeze. Make sure your hipster belt is engaged. The melting ice cube is still on your belly button. Let's do 1 more here. Hold that top leg up. Bottom leg comes up to it. Notice your kneecaps are facing forward. Both legs come down for 1. The lower ribs are not collapsing, okay? Okay, top leg up, bottom leg up. Now, legs can be pointed if you want to. You're going to feel the inner thigh connection. Or you can flex, top leg up, bottom leg up. And it's very, very easy to let that top hip roll back when that bottom leg comes up. Oh, yeah. And down, okay? And top leg. Reach that heel of the top leg. And exhale down. Let's do 1 more. Top leg up, bottom leg up, and down. Both legs exhale up, right? No collapsing into the bottom ribs. Reach that top heel, a little bit more to that armpit, and down for 1. And exhale. Remember, no funky rotations to the ceiling with the foot. And down for 2. And exhale up. Reach that top heel. And down for, you got 2 more to go. And exhale up. Draw the rib cage in. And down for 4. Let's do 1 more. Exhale up and hold it. Hold it. Reach the top heel a little bit more. Draw the abs in. Hold it. Slowly lower it down. Fun, fun, fun. Never stops. Okay. Woo. Good. Okay. So as we come up to sitting, the bottom leg is going to come forward. So that shin is parallel to the front edge of your mat. The top leg slides back, so that shin is parallel with the other end of your mat there. So this hip is open. Notice this? It's not that, okay? So that hip is open. You've got 3 choices here. Elbow, hand. This is the one that's really fun. Okay, none of them are. So I don't think I can turn sideways here to show you this one, because I'll probably fall. All right, so anyway, here we are. Reach. You want to really lengthen both sides of the torso, even though this side's a little bit shorter. Okay, lengthen long and low. The thighs coming up, okay, and it's slow. And down. This knee's not pumping forward. That's something else going on there. We want to work here. Lengthen long and low. Smile. And down. Remember, the foot's not staying down. And down. Let's do 3 more. Doesn't that knee want to come forward? I know. Are we feeling it? Lengthen long and low. Keep the arms gently reaching. Good. Let's do 1 more here. Hold it.
hold it, hold it, and down. Well done. Slide that leg in. Wah.
Okay, now remember, if you have an issue getting your sit bone down, straighten the bottom leg. I'll demonstrate this on this side. Hug the knee into the chest. This arm is down by the hip. Lengthen the spine. Push the shoulders down gently. Get tall. Looking over the left shoulder gently, and then with the chest, and then the belly button. Try to keep your gaze behind you. Unwind first the belly button, and then the chest, and then the eyes. Give yourself the counter rotation because it'll feel so awesome. And bring it back to center. So one of the last things we're going to do here today is work a little bit into extension. If you have any issues with your back, we've done some extension earlier in this class, and you feel you just want to pull into a cat camel or a child pose or whatever, that's fine, okay? But here it is, it'll get the glutes going as well. So I think what I'm going to do is lie facing this way, and then I'll flip halfway through. When you lie down, I want your legs to be together, parallel. So squeeze your inner heels and big toes together. The forehead, let's turn your head sideways so I can kind of see you and you can kind of see me. Okay, so now, in this position here, if the elbows hang, that's a lot of weight on the back of your neck. Just be mindful of that. So even though the elbows are here, they're slightly supported. The shoulder blades are down into the back. All right, so these are the peripherals, but they're still important components. Legs are squeezing together. Now, if you're not engaging your glutes, you're going to feel here that your tailbone is flipping up. All right, and that'll tell you that you need to work more. So you got to think of sliding that tailbone down toward your heels and drawing in and up through your hipster belt area. Those things are connected, okay? So, all right, forehead's down. Knees together. We're not picking our feet up and kicking. I want you to pull them up with your hamstrings, so go slow. Try to keep your pubic symphysis down into the floor. That's your pubic bone, okay? So as you bring your heels up, you're not popping your hips, okay? Curl 1 and 2. And you're going to flex your feet, press the heels together. Knees are going to open. Push the heels out, down and low. Get your glutes to fire. Reach down past the hips. Feel your shoulder blades slide down the back. You're blasting rockets out through your heels. Get your glutes to fire. As you rotate your head, maybe to the left first, look for your shoulder, okay? Point your feet. Spiral the legs together. Bring the kneecaps into a parallel position. You're going to feel your medial hamstrings. Hand to the lower back. Lower your legs with control. Lower your head. All right, and if the knees did not get close together, you're going to scoot them into bed. But keep your core engaged, okay? Pull the heels up without the butt rocking up. Pull them up with the hamstrings. 3 and 2. I can't do so well with the left leg today. Flex the feet. Rotate the knees outwards. Press those heels together. Push those heels out long and low. Get your glutes to fire. Reach down past the hips. Slide the shoulder blades down into the back. I'm still reaching in the opposite direction with the top of my head. Turn your head, look down at the ground. Listen to the ground with your left ear. Look for that right shoulder. Point your feet. Legs come into parallel. Spiral the legs in. Hands to the lower back. Lower your legs. Stay on. Lower your head to the ground. Keep the core engaged. Pull the legs up. 3 and 2. Follow my right leg. And 1. Flex the feet. Rotate the knees outwards. Press those heels out, down and low. Get your glutes to fire. Reach down past the hips. This should feel good, all right? Turn your head. Look at the ground. You don't have to lift the legs up high. Listen to the ground with your right ear. Look for that left shoulder. Point your feet. Legs come together. Spiral them into parallel. Hands to the lower back. Kneecaps facing the mat. Legs down. Head down. Knees together. And pull. 3. Follow my right leg. And 2. And 1. Both feet are doing this though, okay? Flex the feet. Knees open. Press your heels together. Push out through those heels. There you go. Get the glutes to fire. Reach down past the hips. Get your back muscles to fire. Turn your head. Listen to the ground with the left ear. Look at your right shoulder. Point the feet. Spiral the legs into parallel. Hands to the lower back. Lower your legs. Lower your ear to the ground. You got 1 more to go. Pull the heels up to your glutes. Draw your hips to Belgian. 3 and 2 and 1. Flex the feet. Press the heels together. Rotate the knees outwards. Push the heels out deep and low. Get your glutes to fire. Slide the shoulder blades down the back as you reach down past your hips. Turn your head, look down at the ground. Remember, you're not looking up. Keep the back of the neck long. Listen to the ground with your right ear. Look for the left shoulder. Point your feet, spiral legs into parallel. Feel the medial hamstrings. Hands to the lower back, among other things. Lower your head and relax. Good.
Jiggle out your hips, release that lower back. Turn your head. Jiggle out your hips. Everybody good? Release your lower back. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders. Even when you're doing these things, be mindful of how you're moving, right? My forearms are rotated into the sides of my ribs probably, okay? And as I push back, I'm already drawing my abs in. All right, nice camel stretch or clam or shell. All right, I'm just gonna do a clams and shells of all crustaceans, I guess, right? Just shell stretch. All right. Everybody to a cat-cow position. Inhale, arch, and exhale, scoop, round. Inhale, arch. Reach out to the chest and the tailbone. Exhale, scoop. Remember, think more about that 2 inch below the belly button area with these. Inhale, arch. And exhale, scoop. Inhale, lengthen. You tuck the toes under. We're going to walk your way back into the feet. I'm going to transition to the floor because, again, ceilings are not that high here. All right, so as you press into your heels, right? There you go. Hang from the hips. Shake your head out, yes and no. Now remember, even in this position, your hips or belts engaged. Remember that when you start gardening. Hips are going to be behind your heels. That's the easy place. But try to shift them forward over your ankles. You'll feel more of a hamstring stretch. If you were tight, bend your knees a little bit. Scoop your abs in. It's everything you've been working on already. Scoop that hips or belt in and up. Try to slide that tailbone under to the back of the heels. Start to press your hips forward over your ankles. Once the front of the hips are lengthened and long, you start to roll up to the rest of the spine. Arms are going to float up. The thumbs are facing outwards. The palms are facing forward. Draw the rib cage in. Great. Back and around. Circle forward. Open back. One more. Forward. Open back. You guys have a great day. I hope this is helping you. Next one that I'm going to do, I think I'm going to use the ring. Okay. I'm not pushing you to go buy these things or anything. If you don't have a ring, we'll improvise. Okay. We're good at that. Right. Have a great day. Thank you.